All right, Gage, whenever you want to go.
Okay. We're all mad here. Lines like this are often stated in both the 1865 novel Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, written by Lewis Carroll, and the 1951 movie produced by Disney. And while both of these stories share many similarities, there are also many differences. One such difference is the character of Alice and what she represents in the two different interpretations. She, in both of them, she falls down the rabbit hole. It's a very similar, she's a similar character physically. She's about 7 years old, and then she begins the story listening to a book by her sister. The book has no pictures, and she finds that very boring until she finds a white rabbit wearing a waistcoat with a pocket watch, complaining about time, and she follows him down a rabbit hole. One of the big places you can see a difference in the character of Alice is while she's falling down the rabbit hole. She represents two different things between the two versions. In the Disney version, she's a child. She's very, mostly for entertainment in the Disney version. And then in the Carol version, she's much more philosophical and represents this idea of madness to a greater extent. So while she's falling down the rabbit hole in the Disney interpretation, she sees a bookshelf, and she picks up a book off of it and kind of opens it, examines it, looks through it, and then puts it back. She didn't find it particularly interesting. This action in itself is very humorous. There's not a whole lot of meaning behind it besides this very entertaining action. While in the Carol version, she is falling, similarly finds a shelf, picks up a jar of orange marmalade. It's marked orange marmalade. She opens it. It's empty. She's very disappointed by this. And this has been interpreted by many scholars as kind of Carol representing how the jar promises something, but this promise is empty as the jar is empty. And then there are also several characters in that she interacts with in Wonderland that also prove this idea between entertainment and madness. Specifically, the Cheshire Cat. She interacts with him. In the Disney version, he says he's not all there himself. This serves as a double meaning, as he's literally disappearing, so he's not all there, but also the phrase "not all there" means, can mean mad or crazy. So this serves as a double meaning in that respect. However, in the Carol version, the Cheshire Cat interacts with her using this kind of philosophical debate. He compares himself to a dog, and a dog, growls when it's angry and wags its tail when it's happy. The Cheshire Cat does the opposite of that, which means the Cheshire Cat must be mad. And these are just a few of the differences between the two interpretations. There are a lot more, but I think these two best highlight Alice's meaning to the story between how she serves as entertainment in the Disney version and madness in the Carol interpretation.
All right. Thank you. Questions for Gage?
What's your favorite character?
I really like Alice.
So, it's been a while since I've read Alice in Wonderland. Was there a difference between the tea parties in the story, and I seem to remember the difference there. Can you describe how the tea parties went in both versions?
Yeah, so there were a few differences. All the characters there were the same, but in the Carol version, he makes a mention to time. Time as a character, time as a person in Carol's version. And in the Disney one, they're having an unbirthday party, which is a day that is not your birthday, and they're celebrating that. And there's a lot of differences there, as well as minor differences in what they do to the rabbit's pocket watch to try to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
They break it in the Disney interpretation. And I don't know if they do anything to it. They might dip it in tea in the Carol novel.
Do these differences kind of tie in with your earlier mentions, though, of childlike entertainment aspect versus something else?
Yeah, the Disney version is definitely a lot more kind of, I guess, random, more entertaining. There's a lot deeper meaning to the Carol version. The meaning of the language.
Okay. All right. Thank you.